happiness is not the goal of this meeting. Results, conclusion are the goal of this meeting.
Hi, my name is Devin. Today I own several multi-million-dollar companies. We started with $5,000 in a credit card. I don't know the easy way. I only know the hard way.
Hey everyone, I'm Devin. This is the Whiteboard Entrepreneur Podcast, where I give straightforward advice to fuel the entrepreneur in all of us. Today I want to talk about how to have direct conversations about hard topics. And don't hear what I'm not saying. This is not about correction. This is not about correcting employees. This is not about dealing with confrontation. This is about having very direct conversations about very difficult, hard topics. And right now, boom, one of them just popped into your head. I guarantee there's something right now that you're like, oh my gosh, she's talking about this topic that I have to deal with, right? So these topics are difficult ones. They're topics like, I don't know, changing a commission plan. It could be a topic about, having to lay off 15% of your workforce. It could be a topic about, what do we do? Listen, we need to work through, everyone needs to work through Christmas this year. It could be like just the tough things that you want to avoid and that you want to soften the blow on. You want to, everyone walk away feeling really great about a really tough situation. Well, listen, let me tell you, like right away, I want you to get comfortable with the fact that having a direct conversation doesn't mean that when the people walk away and you walk away, everyone feels happy, right? Because that's not the goal of this. The goal of this is not to feel happy. The goal is to come to a conclusion on this very hard topic. So we're going to talk directly about this topic, and by the end of this conversation, we are going to draw it to a conclusion. So I gave the example of commission structures. I gave the example of, layoffs, so on and so forth. Let's take layoff. This is probably not a harder topic than one could talk about other than having to lay off, right? So these are very difficult, direct, hard conversations that you need to have with people. So let's say, that your company needs to lay off, 5 employees or X amount of dollars or X percent, right? The way I suggest that you have these very direct and hard conversations is you figure out who needs to be involved in that conversation, who needs to understand it clearly, and who needs to basically sign off on these decisions, right? And so this isn't just about, doesn't necessarily just apply to business, right? It could apply to a nonprofit. It could apply to a family decision. It could apply to a coaching decision. It could apply to, anything in leadership, right? But these are the direct, hard conversations, and people don't like to have them. But your job as the leader, this is your job. Get this right. Your job is to deal with the hard situations and deal with them directly. And the reason why this is so important is oftentimes we have these intentions of having a direct conversation. I know, because I used to do this, right? But my intention to have the direct conversation was that everyone would walk away happy. And that's not the result of what we're trying to accomplish in this direct conversation. The result is that everyone walks away clear, understands, and signs off on it and says, we all agree this is the next step, right? The goal of this direct conversation isn't everyone walks away happy, right? And so I used to deal with this, and so I would think about, well, how do I tell everyone about this direct situation in a way that everyone walks away feeling jolly and good? And it just, what actually would happen is they would walk away confused, and I would walk away frustrated. And so I had to realize that the goal of this direct conversation wasn't that people would feel great. It's that we would have clarity and we would be united and we'd be moving forward with this decision and it would be drawn to a conclusion. So the way that I would do this, I'd figure out who needs to be involved, and I would tell everyone, hey, we're meeting at this time, and this is the topic. And if there's any, other bullet points that they need to know about, give them a little bit of heads up. But let them know, like, hey, we're going to have a very direct conversation about this very difficult topic, right? And so one of the nice things is when you send that to them ahead of time, there's no turning back, right? Everyone already knows it's going to be a tough conversation. It's going to be something no one wants to deal with, right? So everyone can mentally prepare, and everyone comes in, and, they're already basically the table is set, right? Everyone knows this is going to be tough. Everyone knows, like, we're not going to walk out of here feeling wonderful, right? Because we're talking about 15% layoffs, okay? You are in the right mental headspace. They are in the right mental headspace. Everyone comes in, and now the important thing is that you stay on topic, right? So today we're talking about, unfortunately, having to lay off, 15% of our organization. That sucks. But what we're not going to talk about is, well, why are sales off? If sales wasn't up, blah, 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 blah. If this person would do their job, blah, 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 we wouldn't have to have this 15% layoff. Okay, all of that may be true. There may be a lot of other things that are true and other issues that you need to deal with resulting from this, but that's not what you're there to discuss, okay? And so your job as a leader is to keep people on point. Don't deal with 2 or 3 different issues. Deal with one issue at a time. Okay. So we deal with that issue. We stay on topic. If someone has something very relevant, like, listen, we wouldn't be having this problem if sales got their act together and we were hitting our numbers. That's very true. Great. We're going to meet on that tomorrow at 10 a.m. Boom. That is a topic. I validate you. I don't disagree. You're right. And we need to deal with that issue. But right now we're dealing with this issue. Okay. Keep people on topic, validate their feelings, validate the other various topics that might be interwoven, but deal with those separately. Stay on topic. Okay. During this time, have a pre-written agenda for yourself that this is why you believe there needs to be 15% layoffs. A, B, C, D. You have it written out so you can stay on point. You can stay on topic. Present point A and then let everyone respond. Present point B, let everybody respond. Present point C, let everyone respond. And I'm talking about a group here, but this could be one-on-one. This could be with you and 5 people. This could be you with, 3 people. This could be just you and, your spouse. Who knows, right? Whatever this is, it's the same format, whether it's one person or several people. We have to allow people to respond to our points, right? We have to find out if there's something that we're missing because, again, you don't know everything, especially with hard topics, and you want feedback, right? But what you are going to do is you're going to stay on point, and at the end, you're going to come to a conclusion. That conclusion may be we are moving forward with 15% layoffs, and we're doing it on XYZ date, and these are the people, right? Or you might end the meeting going, we're not in agreement. We're not there. I now have received information on point B that I hadn't accounted for. We might have to make this adjustment, but the conclusion isn't going to be, let's all walk out and feel happy. The conclusion is we're going to get this information and we're going to reconvene on this in 48 hours at this time in my office. And we're going to draw this thing to a conclusion. So the conclusion might be that there's going to be another meeting. The conclusion might be we need more information. The conclusion might be, hey, it's not 15%, it's 8%. But there will be a conclusion, right? And there may be, like I said, other issues that come up that you now need to address on top of that. You need to have more direct conversations, right? But what's important is that when you go into this meeting, you're not trying to mix your words. You're not trying to make a very direct, difficult conversation sound happy and rosy, right? That's not your job as a leader. Your job as a leader is to deal with the issue and to draw it to a conclusion. That's difficult for us. It's difficult for me. It's difficult for a lot of us because we want people to be happy. And happiness is not the goal of this meeting. Results, conclusion are the goal of this meeting. I'm Devin. This is Whiteboard Entrepreneur. If you deal with this stuff today, that one you were thinking about right now, the difficult conversation, the difficult issue that popped into your head, if you deal with this stuff today, it will make your organization better. You will be a better leader and your company will grow. I'm Devin, this is Whiteboard Entrepreneur, and I know this is going to help. Take a quick moment and hit that subscribe button for more content.